What are the 3 things that worry or bother you the most? What would happen right away in your life if you got $1 million in cash tomorrow? What do you like to do? What makes you feel the most valuable, important, and satisfied? What would you want for your life if you had a magic wand and could make it happen? What are you going to do? What would you do with your time if you knew you had 6 months to live? What would you really want to do with your life if something stopped you? Figure out what you really want. Really, you won't have to chase flies anymore, so you can get to work on getting gold. Clear is my favorite word when it comes to making goals and being successful in general. Almost everything we do in life is linked to how clear we are about who we are and what we want. Men and women who are successful take the time to really understand who they are and what they want, like making a thorough blueprint for a building before they start building it. A lot of people go through life like a dog chasing a moving car and don't understand why they don't seem to achieve or keep anything useful. Thomas Jefferson said, "You have built your castles in the air." That's where they should be then. You need to now get to work and build the bases for them. You will start to turn your visions and values into clear goals and targets that you can work on every day in this episode. 1. Make your goals personal. Previously, it was mentioned that having a burning desire is absolutely essential to overcoming obstacles and achieving great goals. For your desire to be intense enough, your goals must be purely personal. They must be goals that you choose for yourself rather than goals someone else wants for you or goals you want to achieve to please someone else. In goal setting, for the process to be effective, you must be absolutely selfish about what you truly want for yourself. This doesn't mean you won't do things for others, both at home and at work. It just means that when setting goals for your own life, start with yourself and move forward from there. 2. The big question. What do I really want to do with my life? Is one of the most important things to think about when we set our goals. What would you want to do, be, or have in life if you could? Don't forget that you can't hit something you can't see. You need to keep coming back to this question over the next few months and years. Start with your vision, beliefs, and ideals to figure out what your real values are. At first, they might seem like dreams or things that are very different from reality, but now it's up to you to make them real, like when we draw our dream house on paper. 3. Decide what you truly want. Start with your general goals and then move to more specific ones. What are your 3 most important goals in your work and career? At this moment, what are your 3 most important financial goals? What are your 3 most important goals regarding your family or relationships? At this moment, what are your 3 most important goals for your health and fitness? The other side of these questions is, what are my 3 biggest concerns or worries in life? At this moment, what bothers you, worries you, troubles you, and obsesses you? In your daily life, what exasperates or irritates you? What steals your happiness more than anything else? As a friend of mine often says, where does it hurt? Once you have identified your major problems, concerns, or worries, ask yourself what the ideal solutions to each of these problems are. How could you eliminate these problems or concerns immediately? What is the quickest and most direct way to resolve each problem? William of Ockham, a British scientist, came up with a way to solve problems in 1142. It is now known as Occam's razor. Over time, this method has grown famous and well-liked. Occam said that the best way to solve a problem is usually the one that is the simplest, straight, and takes the fewest steps. It's common for people to make their problems and goals too hard to understand. But the harder something is to solve, the less likely it is to be used and the longer it will take to see results. Your goal should be to make the answer as easy as possible and get to the goal as quickly as possible. 4. Double your income. Many people tell me that they would like to double their income if they are in sales. What is the quickest and most direct way to double your income? After offering me a series of proposals, I give them what I consider to be the best answer. Double the amount of time you spend with selected potential clients. The most direct way to increase sales has always been the same. Spend more time with the best potential clients. If you don't improve your knowledge or change anything else in what you are doing, but double the number of minutes you spend with your potential clients each day, you will probably double your sales income. According to studies dating back to 1928, an average salesperson spends 90 minutes each day with their potential clients. The highest paid salespeople spend double or triple that time. They organize their day efficiently to ensure they spend more minutes in the presence of people who can buy their products or services. Therefore, the more time they spend with their clients and potential clients, the more competent they become in sales. And the better they are, the more they sell and the more they earn in less time. 5. Double your productivity. A close look at your work will show that 80% of your results come from 20% of what you do. In my advanced coaching programs, I teach my clients to pick the 20% of things that give them the most value and then do twice as many of them. You don't have to use your smarts to manage your time and do a lot of things. Instead, we teach you how to do fewer, more important things. Even if they have been in the same job for years, some of these clients double their output and, as a result, their pay in just 30 days using this method. Getting from one place to another should always be as easy and straight as possible. Find the answer that needs the fewest steps. Above all, do something. Get going. Do your job. Give people a sense of urgency. No matter how good an idea is, it doesn't matter until it's doable. William Wordsworth, a poet, once said, "Of all the sad words spoken and written, the saddest are these. It might have been." 6. Use a magic wand. When determining your true goals, use the magic wand technique. Imagine that you have a magic wand with which you can touch a given aspect of your life. When you wave your magic wand, your wishes come true. Touch your work and career with a magic wand. If you could ask for 3 wishes in your work, what would they be? Touch your economic life with a magic wand. If you could ask for 3 wishes in your economic life, what would they be? Touch your family life and relationships with a magic wand. If you could ask for 3 wishes in this area, what would they be? If your family life were ideal in every way, what would it be like? Touch your health and physical fitness with a magic wand. If you could ask for 3 wishes regarding your body and physical well-being, what would they be? If your health were perfect, how would it differ from today? Touch your knowledge and skills with a magic wand. If you could ask for 3 developed skills or qualities at a high level, what would they be? In what areas would you like to excel? On one hand, the magic wand technique is fun, but on the other, it is very revealing. Whenever we imagine that we have a magic wand, our true goals in that area come to the surface. You can also use this technique for other people who are unsure of what they want or where they are going. It's amazing what appears when this question is asked. 7. 6 months to live. Here's another question to help you set goals that show what you really believe in. Let's say you go to the doctor for a full checkup. After a few days, the doctor calls you and says, "I have good news and bad news for you." Great news, for the next 6 months, you will have the best and most energetic life you can think of. There is bad news. You will die at the end of those 180 days because of a sickness that can't be cured. Today you were told you only had 6 months to live. What would you do with your last 6 months? Who would you choose to spend that time with? Where do you want to go? What are you going to try to finish? What would you do less of and more of? What comes to mind first when we ask ourselves this question shows what our real values are. Most of the time, the most important people in our lives will be in our responses. Not many people would say, "I think I should go back to work and answer a few calls." 8. Make your dream list. To set your true goals, always thinking that there are no limits, make a dream list. In such a list, there will be everything you would like to be, have, or do in life if you had no limitations. Mark Victor Hansen, co-author of Chicken Soup for the Soul, recommends that we sit down with a notebook in front of us and make a list of at least 100 goals we want to achieve throughout our lives. Then imagine that we have all the time, money, friends, capabilities, and resources needed to achieve them. Allow yourself to dream and fantasize. Write down everything you would like to have, as if there were no restrictions. The amazing thing is that 30 days after making that list of 100 dreams, extraordinary events will start to happen in your life, and you will begin to achieve your goals at a pace you can't even imagine right now. This seems to happen to almost everyone once they have written down at least 100 goals. You should try it. You might be surprised by the results. 9. The instant millionaire. Here's another question that will help you decide what you want to achieve. How would your life be different if you won $1 million tomorrow? Why would you do something different? Why would you do something and not do something else? What would you do more or less now? What would you do first? This is another way of asking what would happen in your life if you had the power to decide for yourself. We stay in bad situations because we are afraid of change. When we think we have all the money we need to do or be anything we want, though, our real goals often shine through. One example is that if our current job wasn't right for us, the thought of getting a lot of money would make us want to quit right away. If our job was the right one, on the other hand, winning a lot of money would not change our mind at all. Now think about what you would do if you won $1 million tomorrow without having to pay any taxes on it. 10. Without fear of failure. Here's another question to help you clarify your true goals. What have you always wanted to do, but were afraid to try? When you look around and see other people doing things you admire, which of those things have you always wanted to do? Have you wanted to start your own business? Have you wanted to run for public office? Have you wanted to embark on a new profession? What have you always wanted to do but were afraid to try? When setting short-term and long-term goals in life, you should ask yourself, what do I enjoy doing most in each area of my life? For example, if you could do only one thing all day at work, what would it be? If you could engage in one task or activity full-time without getting paid, what would it be? What kind of work or activity brings you the greatest joy and satisfaction? Psychologist Abraham Maslow identified what he called peak experiences, those moments or occasions when an individual feels happiest, most euphoric, and most filled with enthusiasm. One of your main goals in life is to enjoy as many peak experiences as possible. This is achieved by remembering and identifying those peak experiences in the past, and then imagining how you could repeat them in the present and future. What have been your happiest moments in life so far? How could you achieve more moments like that in the future? What do you truly enjoy doing the most? We should also set goals to give back to society and the community and do something good for them. What would you change about the world? Would you like to work on any groups, causes, needs, or social issues? What would you like to see differently? Who would you like to help who is less wealthy than you? Which causes would you support if you were rich and free? And finally, what can you do right now to start making your world a better place? Don't wait until another time when everything is perfect. Do anything you can to start today. 11. Set clear financial goals. One of the most important areas in goal setting is your finances. If you could earn and accumulate all the money you need, it is likely that you would achieve most of your non-financial goals more quickly and easily. If your life were ideal, how much money would you like to earn each month, each year? How much would you like to save and invest each month, each year? What fortune would you like to have in the future? What kind of wealth would you like to accumulate by the time you retire? And when would you like to retire? Most people are absolutely confused about their financial goals, but when we manage to define them with absolute clarity, our ability to achieve them increases dramatically. 12. Clarity transforms dreams into realities. Because you will be very clear about what you want, you will think about your goals a lot. In fact, they will come true faster if you think about them more. Asking ourselves what our goals are in each area of our lives helps us get clear on what we want and makes us more focused and defined. It turns you from a vague generality into a useful specific, as Zig Ziglar says. There will come a time when you can say for sure what your main goal in life is. That is the key to achieving great things and having amazing skills.